Rahu, or the North Node, is not some sort of destiny nonsense. It is actually the thing we run away from. Rahu makes things so unusual that we try running or staying away from the planets or houses associated with Rahu. Rahu shows who snakes us, cheats us, lies to us, lies on our name, etc. Rahu represents the foreign or exotic side of things we aren't accustomed to seeing, especially foreign when compared to the culture we were born into. Rahu really shows us the rebellious side of things, whereas the second house represents your face, teeth, throat, voice, family culture, the way your entire family members interact with each other, how you get and save money, etc. If you really want to understand Rahu in the second house, study Willow Smith's life. Years back, I used to study her chart because she had displacement. Her birth chart was the reason I predicted that whole Will Smith slap thing. First, I'll start with body parts and how Rahu can make body parts look weird. Now, which body part Rahu can make look weird and when? No astrologer will know to tell you the truth. So, if you have a kid with displacement, for example, the second house represents teeth and childhood. So, just like Willow Smith, someone can have unusual teeth that looks bad, especially in the period. Childhood period, as in the actual timeline of a person's childhood. In childhood, that's when our teeth grows. For Willow Smith, she had braces when she was young. Not everyone can get their teeth fixed when they are young, so an adult with displacement can still have the bad teeth. Secondly, when it comes to face, and this is rare also, some people have facial deformities. They may have like freckles on their face or those moles, beauty marks, etc. Actually, and this coincides with the teeth as well. I can't remember the condition name, but there are some people that have like the bottom jaw missing. They don't have teeth or something like that, so they can't eat like a normal person would. Whenever I see it, I always say to myself, these people have Rahu in the second house. Since the second house deals with childhood, most of these issues can occur or be seen early into someone's life. Thirdly, regarding the face, the eyes and chin are mostly affected. You may have lazy or cross eyes. With the chin, some may have double chin or cleft chin. Now I want to elaborate on speech or how it sounds when you talk. Rahu increases the chances of you having a voice that doesn't sound so good, or at least the way you talk, which means singers or musicians are less likely to have Rahu in the second house. This happens because you probably talk with a strong accent, since the foreign aspect of Rahu will come out through your speech. Maybe it is hard for others to understand you when you speak. You know, a good example, I'm watching this death row documentary, as I do this, and there is an artist named.
Hi, this is Michelle. Come see me.
She has a voice condition. Actually, her name is Michelle Lee. I'm sorry for giving so many different examples and scenarios in these Rahu and Ketu videos, but these planets are super unpredictable for each individual. Another example, and I remember watching KRS astrology video, I think it was, I can't remember correctly, but he said people with Rahu in the second house can curse a lot. It is very true. It happens because Rahu represents the bad, the rebellious, and the dark side of things. So this comes out through your verbalization. Rahu is snaking, cheating, and lying. So people that lie verbally a lot can have Rahu in the second house. Rahu is like hallucinations, illusions, or a haze. So people that talk to themselves a lot can have Rahu in the second house. Now I want to talk about the unusual connection you have with family and even the family you will procreate. Again, use how crazy the Will and Jada Smith family situation is. What Rahu does is it gives you a family that is very bad. You may not think it is so bad at first, but outsiders easily can see. Just like with Willow Smith, we can tell her family situation isn't normal. The second house isn't just a family with mother, father, siblings. Nope. It's your entire family lineage and how they interact with each other. You see that last name you have? Yeah, all of the family members that share that same last name. You would notice your entire family members don't seem to trust or like interacting with each other. Family members would often lie to each other. You can truly notice this when you go to a family cookout or something. Huh. Here's the thing though. Rahu makes your family unconventional from others. So all of those family cookouts and gatherings, your family wouldn't even do. Even if y'all do it, it isn't like a typical family gathering, and I mean that in a negative way. Another thing is if you get married and create your own family, this Rahu placement will affect things drastically. Your family you procreated doesn't do things traditionally. Since Rahu is foreign and exotic things, the family you procreate most likely wouldn't share the same family traditions you grew up with. The second house shows how we obtain money and how we save money, more so how we save our money from my research. The second house does not solely shows ways you can make money. That is a lie. The 10th house has a better say when it comes to that. Rahu in the second house clearly shows someone that can make money from specific grandparents. I can't remember the grandparents Rahu represents, but it typically happens through inheritance. So if you live in a household that was passed on to you by your grandparents, I would not be surprised. You and your spouse would have a similar situation regarding this. So maybe a situation like this does happen and you all benefit from that inheritance. Maybe if you're a business owner, your grandparents can be frequent customers. Oftentimes, grandparents give their grandchildren money. Another money source is in rare occasions or unconventional ways. Since Rahu represents cats, I actually see this a lot on social media. People, cats can make them money, especially if it's an exotic cat. In the past, it used to be through cat competitions. Nowadays, people mix breed cats and sell them online. Others show off videos of their cats and can make odd money if they want. This caracal cat named Pumbaa always comes to my mind. The main money source caused by Rahu is simply through unusual ways that no one can imagine. This is why it is hard to predict with Rahu because it is really destined for every individual differently. These ways would tend to be considered bad in society. One of the ways would be done through foreign or outside of the country or USA state you were born in. Technically, it's not a bad thing because this is how millionaires get rich. They can't just make money from one location. The location is from outside of wherever a person with Rahu in the second house was born, which means you get lots of foreign currency in this lifetime. On the flip side, the foreign currency may not be a big deal because maybe you had migrated to a different country a long time ago. Yet in this new country, you might be making minimum wage. Another way, though, is by making money under the table. Corrupt ways, like a politician selling out his country. Another is by making money illegally so drug dealers can have displacement. Now, everything I said about Rahu in these videos is now making sense. There is absolutely nobody breaking down anything like this. Nobody. Let me talk about the savings aspect. Rahu isn't good when it comes to saving money. Rahu would give foreign bank accounts like using PayPal to store your money. Those international or offshore banking. What happens is, even during the Rahu second house transits, bad things happen with the money you have saved up. This can happen for various reasons. Your money gets stolen, maybe your house burns down, so did your money. You get locked out of your bank accounts, or there's a problem with accessing your funds, especially if it's digitally. I'll give an example, and I made a Tumblr post about this. Once Rahu transited my second house, I had to use my bank account, which I don't really use, especially since people send me money through Western Union and stuff. I forgot what happened exactly, but I put money on my savings account and I couldn't use my card, my Visa debit card. I was telling the bank tellers and everything that my debit card isn't working. Even though when I found this out was the same day I had put money on my account. The woman looked at the computer and told me nothing was wrong. I'm thinking, damn, this company I'm trying to use this debit card on is the problem. It's a government organization, or I should say a government operated website. They told me 5 other people have the same issue. The place that runs that government organization or website told me that. A month later, I couldn't use Amazon, so I knew something was up with the bank. I emailed the bank, and the person told me how my card was locked. or I should say blocked, one or the other, because of someone trying to spend money on a website. I looked up the website and it's a baseball thing. Ironically, this happened 2 days before I initially put money on my savings account. I went to the bank to get a new card. Tons of people were there. That was the most overcrowded I ever seen the bank was. Most people were trying to get a new card. A woman was arguing, saying she wants to speak with the manager because the bank took the church people money or something like that. She said the bank took the church money. I was like, damn, my bank account needs prayers right now. And she talking about church? Months later, after this, which was this year, 2024, I had to use the bank again. And trust me, it's because of force. I looked at the overdraft and my card was being declined like crazy. And they were charging me a service charge for it being declined. I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't even using the card in the first place. So how did it kept getting declined if I never used it over those months? I looked, I see the thing saying declined, -10 cents, then -$1 service charge. I say, what the hell is this? I need new eyeballs or something. This was happening like weekly and monthly. I thought I was turning colorblind for a second, but it was in red, so I couldn't have missed it. I thought I was tripping out, but I couldn't believe it. It felt like Will Smith slapped me. Yeah, I had the same face Chris Rock did. The only thing I could have came up with was my debit card being connected to my Amazon account. So when I would fall asleep, sometimes I would wake up and the Fire TV is on. So I'm guessing accidentally clicking on Watch Prime Video caused it. I don't know. I was getting free Prime Video subscriptions around the time this started happening. So maybe Amazon kind of forced an auto renewal, even though I never asked for the free subscription to begin with. I don't know what the deal was, but I don't have the issue anymore after deleting my card information on Amazon. Based on my story, Rahu in the second house doesn't easily give money when it is placed in the second house unless the money is coming from foreign sources. Rahu in the second house can actually make you lose or waste money. In fact, it could make you think you have more money saved up than you actually do. That is a part of the illusion Rahu brings.